Thank you so much for joining us once again for DCC, the Coach's Corner. How you doing? What up? Okay. I really want to ask the question and I really want to have an answer. I mean, I don't know what kind of radio that you're used to, but we want to know how you're doing. You know, it matters. You know, part of the problem in life is that people think that they don't matter. So everybody tries to be important. They give themselves titles or they create a venture that draws attention, and that's okay. But centrally, we must return to personal authenticity. Personal authenticity, where we're true from the inside out, not from the outside in. You know I love this stuff. I could do this all day long. And you know where you at? This is the Coach's Corner. Welcome aboard. Well, today we're going to keep it real simple for you. Today's day 11 for More for Life, day 10, I want to say. Sorry about that. Day 10 for More for Life campaign for change, 30 days in. We're not 30 days in yet, but that's what we're campaigning for. That's what we're getting ready for, the 30-day change. We're on day 10. If you have not listened to the previous days, I strongly urge you to simply download them. Download those radio shows and listen to them, as I said, over and over, you know, seemingly unattentively listen to them. Like, you know, if you're cooking or something and the kids are okay, or if you're jogging, you know, more is wrought when you're not paying as close attention. More is caught and wrought from the subconscious base. And I don't want to go there this morning, this afternoon, this evening, but that's important that you learn how to listen selectively, dividing your listening capacity, storing it subconsciously. I didn't went in. Okay, let me just stop. Listen, today we're going to talk about the campaign life rule. And I've mentioned it before. Do you know what it is? Well, if you've been following me, the campaign life rule is this. We want to play the game of life and stop playing games. We want to play the game of life and stop playing games. Now, let's put some disclaimers up front. We all like to play games. Don't get it twisted. You like to play games. I like to play games. Whether we want to admit it or not does not negate the fact that it's not true. Second of all, we're not necessarily playing games intentionally, but when we deny the authentic truth of who we are or should be becoming, we by default play the game that I call it. In that case, it may be a game of pretension. In another case, it may be a game of protection. In another instance, it may be a game, protection from mental injury, physical injury. Playing games is not a bad word. It's just that we need to call it for what it is. And so we all play games. We're not arguing the fact that you might feel legitimized in your reasons or in my reasons for playing the games that we play. But the fact of the matter is this. Until we reach a place of wellness, and that wellness kind of it starts peaking, and when you go to church, and for those of you singing a choir, or you're around good company now, or you got away from the bad situation, and so you're peaking good, and that's great. But we want to level off in good, and when we begin to level off in good, that means good always is around me every day. Crap's gonna happen. But I've realized now, and I've moved myself to a place of wellness. In other words, I realize what my weaknesses are. I got issues. I accept the fact that I need divine intervention. And I'm working on my spiritual deposits, and I'm seeking to better myself and walk in my purpose, or further discover my purpose. That's what you call, to me, that's what you call leveling off in good, in wellness, in wholesomeness. Now for folks who have, now I'm gonna tell you something, you're not leveling off in wellness when every other day is drama for your mama. That means subconsciously and perhaps even consciously, you're playing as many games as you can play to get through the day. I need some help right there. You playing as many games. You playing as many people, as many games. You just survive. You just barely here. I don't even know if you survive. You barely hanging on. The same cycle, the same pattern keeps coming back around. Well, when you start campaigning for more, for life, for change, you gotta have a certain security about wellness. In other words, everything is not well. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong impression, but what happens is I've acknowledged the negative, and I have placed my responsibility where it needs to be, and then now I have also acknowledged the positive, and I have married the two together to have power and productivity. You know what I say? People who say, well, I don't want to be around nothing negative. That's a lie. It takes positive and negative to have power and impact and production. Check your car. Take the negative. You want nothing negative? Take the negative post off your battery post, and see how far you get. I don't want nothing negative. Did you know a tire can explode? Well, take the air out your tires, because you don't want nothing negative in your tires. Come on. Do you know your gas tank is sitting behind your seat? We don't want nothing to happen to you. So let's take the gas tank out. You have a negative, that's a great thought right there. You have negative combustions all around you. You have negative combustions all around you every day. So don't tell me nothing. I just want to keep it positive. You hear somebody say that next time, just look at them cross-eyed, like, what? You know what I'm saying? So we all play games. Whether you admit that you're playing a game or not is not the issue. I'm telling you, we all play games. As if that should be good enough, right? Yeah, coach. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, you play games and you don't even know you're playing games. You should hear yourself talk. I tell you what you do. Record yourself talking and interacting for most people won't do this, for a whole day or 2 days or 3 days. Just keep the recorder on as you're interacting and going throughout the whole day, and then listen back to yourself. You playing games. We play games to survive. We play games to protect ourselves. We play games to meet our primary needs being food, water, housing, you know. Yeah, I mean, the guy on the corner asking you for food, he's playing a game. And that's not a negative statement. It's just, it is what it is. He want that quarter, and he gonna stack them quarters to get a little food and to get a little booze. Because anybody that's been homeless know that if you drink a little bit, it keep you warm. I need some help right there. See, while you was talking about the homeless man, you was playing a game. Because you didn't know that those who drink a little something out there on the street corner feel a little bit warmer when that cold front come through. Oh, I felt something push me right there. Yeah, you ain't know that, huh? I ain't gonna be giving no homeless people no money and they gonna go and take it and spend it on some liquor. I'm about ready to say something up on this microphone that'll get me fired. Listen, they drink a little something to keep them warm. And while you judging and become jury, judge, and executioner, you just miss your chance to show some compassion. And step away from your game and play the game of life. And that's the problem with all of us. And you need to stop feeling bad about what I'm saying, because we all do it. Listen, I got a little funny clip of news for you. Did you know the Amish people party? Did you know the Amish people have their own security and mafia? Did you know when they party, they drink and they do the things that they're not permitted to do normally? Man, you need to give yourself a break. But then also, for some of you, you need to stop lying to yourself. Who you think you fooling? You might think you fooling some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. And I don't care how much you cover your weaknesses with your strength, which is what most of us do. That's playing games. Playing games is that when I see or someone shows me, that's what covenant is for, by the way. Marriage, parent, child, brother, sister. Covenant relationships mirror who you are so that you can aspire to become who you are not. Jesus, but the Amish people, you know what I'm saying? And here you thought the little horse and buggy was all there was to it. We all humans here. But are you in denial? And that's a game. Because if I deny it, I don't have to take responsibility for it. If I argue you down, then it can't be true. If I tell you off and give you a piece of my mind and put you in my place and come up with 30 words more to your one or 100 words to your 10, then I overwhelm you and I overcome you. That don't change the issue, baby. That don't change the issue. Because you louder than me, because you faster than me, or because you're louder than your mother, or you faster than your father, or you're louder and seemingly wiser than your grandmother, that don't change the truth. And if you keep denying the truth about you, you'll never evolve into the person you were supposed to be. And that's all of our conditioning. We have to learn to accept the weak along with the strong. Earlier, I was getting ready to say, before I lost my train of thought, because I'm about ready to get too excited to keep up with myself right now, that if you cover your strengths with your weaknesses, after a while, you bankrupt your strength. And your weakness now becomes even dual, because now you've been falsifying the situation and been walking in pretension for so long that now even your strength looks weak. I felt that right there. You can't cover. What do I mean? And this is to playing games. Everybody know you as, I went Decatur on y'all. Everybody know you as X, Y, and Z. Sharp and fine and, cute and, smart and degreed and accomplished and, whatever you want to put in the blank. Everybody know. Everybody. But who is the real you? That's why folk can't get married these days. If you look around, we have more single people than ever before. And we have more kids born out of wedlock because folk can't function in the mirror of a covenant. I don't want to be married, not because I can't do X, Y, and Z, not because of domestic violence. Well, we got problems on the peripheral, but don't blame everything on the negative things that happen in life. A lot of people can't be married because they can't stand the mirror of covenant. If you're going to be in a covenant, don't forget it's going to mirror the you that you are now, and hopefully you've married someone who will mirror the you that you can become. I feel something pushing me. You're playing games. We're playing games. We do it all the time. We buy a car because we know what everybody gonna say. Knowing you can't afford that dang on payment. But it's a game that you're willing to play as you hope for a better day. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I'm gonna use some ebonics on this one right here. I ain't mad at you. But what you got to do if you're going to campaign for more for life, for change, for real, you got to man up. If it's to be, it's up to me. And I still needs to be free. I'm free in the democracy and I'm free in the capitalistic society. But I'm sure not free in my mental conditioning. I'm sure not free in my private room. I got some issues. And don't mess with me because, as they say, what? I'm close to the edge. That's all of us. When you see the next finest person that you could ever imagine doing supposedly well, you remember what I said. Are they playing games or are they playing the game of life? Well, how do you know you're playing the game of life? Because as I was sharing with someone, you restock the subconscious prints of your mind. Even Christianity teaches that. That if you're going to become a Christian, now you need the mind of Christ. Okay, that means all the prints from you and your old life have to be destroyed. And now the prints of Christ, Christ's suffering, Christ's service, Christ's sowing. All of these prints now, as you read the Bible and as you fellowship among the believers, not go to church, but fellowship. A lot of folks go to church, but they don't fellowship. The Greek word koinonia. I felt something right there. Two folks that's in agreement on a ship somewhere toward purpose and destiny. A lot of people ain't fellowshipping. They just go to church. Fellowship means to be called into account one toward another and to be pushed and provoked to accomplish purpose and destiny. Fellowship. I want to get off on that, y'all. We're going to have to bring morning bread back for that kind of stuff. But how do you know you're playing the game of life? Well, you know you're playing the game of life when you become aware. I need to change these prints because whatever you see in your life right now, I'm not just talking about the car and the house and the booty calls and who loves you. And I ain't talking about all of that only. I'm talking about what you see before you in your life, your circumstances, the whole kit and caboodle. Remember, I am the common denominator in the situation. And the more prints that I replenish, remove, delete, and bring about new prints, new ideas, new concepts, new ways of resolving conflict. Remember what I said a few, during the course of this series for More for Life. I said too many of us are unresolved. That's one of the reasons why you keep playing games. You see, when you walk in denial, you are undecided, and you are undecided, meaning you're not resolved. You're unresolved. And the undecided and the unresolved do not qualify for more. You will only be able to maintain, if you can, the status quo. You will have an average life. You will never be more impactful than you are. Your 9 to 5 or your little small business or your little circle of friends, your clique at the church, whatever the case may be. But once you acknowledge, I need to replace some prints. Once you look in the mirror of the covenant relationships that you have and you acknowledge, dude, I got some serious issues here. I need to make some serious changes, not around me, but in me. That's when you know you're starting to play the game of life, because the game of life always starts with the player. The players. It wasn't your time to be on the field, you get disqualified, you get penalized. It wasn't your turn to carry the ball, you get penalized. You, as they say in football, that was a face mask right there. But you know what I like? If you play the game of life and you mess up, you can hit the reset button. Man, my time is out. I got to get out of here, man. It's just been real, man. Are you playing games? You don't even know you playing games? Come on, I just told you we all do it, dude. We all play games. You owe yourself an apology for lying. Oh, you got the word, and you got this, and you know bishop, and you run with this one. I said, don't matter. You still playing games. I'm still playing games. And when I realize that I'm playing games, as we say in the Christian church, you repent. People don't do that no more. You change your mind. You change your direction. You call for help. As rusty as Peter was, as mouthy as he was, as hostile as Peter was, with a cussing nature, when he was walking on that water, he had enough sense to say, help, Lord, I've fallen and I can't get up. Follow me if you can on Spreaker. I'll see you next time.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.